Okay, what this section is essentially is figuring out what cost per mile is, and then doing so, we have to come up with the expenses on the vehicle, what the total cost of it. Okay, so in your vocabulary, you have a couple things: you have variable cost, fixed cost, and depreciation. Variable cost means they vary, like algebra. We don't know what it is. Fixed cost, they're never going to change, like car registration. It's going to be what it is, a payment, that sort of thing. What depreciation is when you buy a car, the longer that you have it and the more miles that you put on it, the less it's worth, right? So you have book value, and if you have two cars that are exactly the same year, make, and model, but one has 100,000 miles more than the other one, that one's going to be less. So mileage, years, and all that impacts depreciation, and depreciation is what sets the value of the car. So looking at the first formula, we have our purchase price minus today's value. So we take that number and we divide it by the number of years owned, and that gives us our depreciation figure. Depreciation figure is figured in when we're trying to figure out what our costs are when everything's all said and done. Cost per mile, the variable cost plus the fixed cost divided by the number of miles. This is just total operating expense of the vehicle divided by the miles is giving you the cost per mile. Santa, can you read me example 1?
I got a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
What would be like an annual variable cost? Like an example.
We're actually going to go through it because it's right here on this schedule. So variable cost, gasoline, we don't know how much gasoline is going to be. We don't know what oil changes are going to be because that's all going to be determined on how many miles they drive. Cleaning, tolls, parking, also variable costs, where fixed cost is insurance. That's not going to change. It's going to be the same. Your license and registration fees are going to be the same. Any loan interest or payments that you're making is going to be the same. And depreciation will be fixed too because we can actually figure out what that is and it's not a moving target after figured. Okay.
Jones purchased a new 2-door coupe for $24,590 2 years ago. She drove 14,322 miles last year. She kept the record of all auto expenses. She estimates the vehicle's percent value at $19,219. Calculate her depreciation, total value cost, total fixed cost per mile for vehicle last year.
Okay, so I really like this example because it's pretty clear, right? It's telling us that the purchase price was $24,590. She's estimated the present value is $19,219. She's had it for 2 years. So Jason, we take the original purchase value versus today's value. We subtract it. She's had it for 2 years, divided by 2. Her depreciation is $26.85. Now this depreciation, this is a fixed cost. Okay? It's not going to change. It's not going to vary.
That's an annual depreciation.
Correct. Per year.
Right.
Okay, so if we're looking at our variable cost, she has a schedule here and she's labeled what the various costs are. So she has 15, 26, 24 is what her gasoline is. Her oil is $71.85. Her maintenance was $154.36, and her cleaning and tolls was $322.65. So we take all these and add them together, and it's $2,125. We take care of the variable cost. Now I want you to notice something. Look right here. See the depreciation we just figured? That goes into our fixed cost. Okay? So going down the schedule, she has $985 in insurance. She has registration fees of $125.63. She has loan interest of $380.30, and then she has depreciation of $2685.50. So we add these all together, it's $4,176.43. So then what we do is we take the variable cost and the fixed cost, put them next to each other, and then write the mileage underneath. We go ahead and add these together, $21.25 and $41.76.43. It's $6,301.53, and then we divide it by the miles. So the numerator goes in the calculator first, divided by the miles. This is the answer we get in the calculator. Go ahead and do this. 6301.43, and then divided by 14,322. $14,322.
Divided by
Okay.
1439.
Right, so we're concerned about 2 digits because this is money, cost per mile, okay? So this is a continuous 9. We're gonna take this because it's above 5, increase the next digit by 4, it's 44 cents a mile. Okay, any questions on this one?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could go back over the fixed cost thing.
Okay, so fixed cost in her case were insurance,
Okay.
her license and registration fees, her loan interest. These are set, they're never gonna change. And then depreciation as we calculated it. So we're gonna take these all and we're gonna add them together, and that gives us our total fixed cost. So variable cost to fixed cost, total them together, divided by the miles, it gives you your cost per mile. Okay. Jason, can you read example 2?
Tiffany Denise estimates that she will drive 15,000 miles during the year and will have 2,400 in annual fixed costs. If the goal is to have a cost per mile of 30 cents or less for her compact car, what is the maximum annual variable cost she could have?
Okay, so what we want to do is kind of figure this problem out, but understand it already gave us the answer, right? Because we calculated the cost per mile. So that's what we're going to write. We're going to write what we know. Our formula's not going to change, okay? We don't know what the variable cost is, but we do know what the fixed costs are, okay? We also know that there's 15,000 miles and the cost is 30 cents a mile, okay? So notice this formula is exactly the same as this one. Variable, fixed, miles. Variable, fixed, miles. But it's giving us the answer, okay? So the fact that it's giving us the answer, then we can solve this algebraically. So we write the equation out, and we have division right here. So the first thing we want to do is get rid of the 15,000. It's division, it's dividing, so the opposite is multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by 15,000. Now do me a favor, do this in your calculator. Take 15,000 times 0.3. 0 if you want. The 0 isn't really relative, but it's good habit.
5,400.
Okay, so the 50,000 multiplied by 0.30 is 4,500. Then we bring down the rest of the problem. We took care of this and canceled out. We're x plus 2,400. So if we subtract 2,400 from both sides, 4,500 subtracted by 2,400 is 21. We just figured out what the variable costs are. Okay? So what you want to do is set your formula up and then look at what you're trying to solve for. Okay? It's either going to be this, this, or this. And either which way we can solve and figure it out. Okay, so any questions on this? Okay, so what I want you guys to do, I'm going to put you in groups of 3. And let's look at number 1.
How many groups? 3.
Just one group of 3 today.
Example 1 or number 1?
Number 1 after the concept check. Now let's talk about this for a minute, okay? So they purchased a new car 3 years ago. We have the purchase price, right? We also have its estimated current value. And it's 3 years, right? So we have the purchase price, we have the estimated current value, and how many years being owed. So we're going to follow this first example, okay, which is just like our first example. And then the rest is, it gave us totals. It said the annual variable costs were $995.60. Then it's saying the cost of the insurance and the registration and the loan interest, and that gives us dollar amounts. Now all those 3 things are going to be fixed costs, right? So what I want you guys to do, I want you to work together to come up with A, B, and C. I want you to do it on your whiteboards, and then you're going to transfer it to your paper, okay? So I want to see you guys collectively work together to make sure that you get the right answer and help each other with the steps. Make sense? So Santana, can you do me a favor? Move your desk closer to Jason. Maybe go this way, and then Janet move in as well.